Hey guys, thank you so much for choosing At Home Yoga with Nicole to do your practice today. If you like this video, be sure to check out my Patreon, which is listed in the show notes. Also subscribe because a new class is going to be out every single Monday. And then if you'd like to donate for content creation for future videos, you can always donate at Venmo or PayPal. All of that's listed on my Instagram at Home Yoga with Nicole, all one word. Thank you so much. Enjoy your practice. Welcome to the very first At Home Yoga with Nicole. I am Nicole, this is my home, and we're here to do our very first practice, just a basic yoga class. It's going to be about deep stretch, about connecting to your breath and your body, and doing a little grounding exercise to begin with. So if you're ready, let's head to my mat and your mat. So, I'm going to practice probably facing you and moving to the side, back and forth, but just find the center of your mat and find a comfortable seat for you. So that may be crisscross, it may be legs straight out, it may be just like a loose diamond, whatever feels good to your body today, because it could be different tomorrow, make that happen. And if you haven't taken my class before, my philosophy is this is your class. So what that means is that it should feel good to your body. So if anything I do doesn't feel right for you, skip it. There's no problem. If you need to modify, definitely modify. If you feel like you want to lay in śavāsana, just lay down on your back on your mat for the entire class, great. I think that's amazing. Or you want to do half the class and the second half eat popcorn and watch me do it, more power to you. So it should feel good, it should be about you, and it should bring you joy. So whatever brings you joy today, listen to yourself, listen to your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some grounding energy because we all carry stress in different ways. It manifests in the body. It also will cloud the mind. So we all have it, whether it's stress from work, a fight with a partner, your dog's barking, which my dog most likely will in this video, or it's just the stress of the world. We're going to take whatever we don't need for the next half hour, 40 minutes, leave it at the door. It will always be there waiting for you. But we want to eliminate that so we can be as present as possible here. So finding that comfortable seat, you can either power down your eyes, or if you're watching the signs, you can just have a soft gaze. So make sure it's as little effort as possible. And you can relax the hands to the knees. If you're feeling like you're open and ready to receive, you can place the palms up. If you're feeling really buzzy and anxious, you can turn the palms down. That's going to ground you. So wherever you're at, find what feels good. Ooh, pop, pop, pop. You hear my neck. And then just start to connect to your breath. So not trying to control it, manipulate it in any way, not doing the perfect yoga breath. Just breathe and realize that you're breathing. And then do a little check-in with yourself. How are you feeling today, in this very moment? How does your body feel, but also how does your mind feel? How does your brain feel today? And then I want you to start to connect to the taste in your mouth. Maybe it's early, might have just had coffee. Maybe you brushed your teeth, still toothpaste in there. Just noticing, hyper-focus in that particular sense. And then start to notice the feeling of the air against your body. Is it warm or is it cool? Notice if the clothing touching you is tight or loose. And if you want to get hippy-dippy, we all have kind of that bubble around the outside of our body. Maybe you connect with color or temperature. I'm a color person, so maybe imagine what color is around you, filling the space around you today. and notice how far your bubble stretches. Are you feeling like you want to take up space, take up the whole room? Or are you feeling small today? You want to just have your bubble hug you tight? And just notice that. Taking a deep breath in, not pretending that we're any place that we're not. We're present, so maybe you hear sounds in the room, and if you don't, that's fine too. Maybe you smell something in the other room, in the kitchen. Notice anything that you may be smelling. And just allow your jaw to soften. Allow the shoulders to melt down the back. And I want you to take a moment, and I do this every class, to just set an intention for yourself. So just one word you feel like you want to connect to today. That may be strength, power, focus, joy, ease. That has been mine for quite a bit. Whatever that one word is, I want you to bring it to the space behind the third eye. Just right, if you were a cyclops, that's where your little third eye would be. Bring it to that space, let it fill that space, and let it be a very narrowed focus. And to start off, we're going to do 3 nice cleansing breaths. What that is an inhale through the nose, a deep exhale through the mouth. You can even make some sounds, sigh it out. But each inhale, let's focus on breathing in that one word. Each exhale, breathing out anything that may be distracting you right now. Just get rid of it. And let's use the breath. Breath is power here. So let's begin. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. Let's do it again. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. One more time, make it your deepest breath. Inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. And then let your eyes flutter open. Nice. We're going to take the right hand, place it down to the side of your mat. Really open those fingers up, ground down, but we want to ground down through the opposite sits bone as well. We're going to inhale the opposite arm up and over. Getting this nice opening down that side body in the ribs. So you want to make sure those sits bones are grounded. As soon as you start to peel that booty up, that's how you know you've gone too far. And then if you want to take it a deeper stretch, you can take that thumb, pull it back towards the back wall, dialing the heart more towards the sky. And breathe. You'll feel it in the lower spine. And make sure the head's not just dropping like a rag doll, but you find active energy through the crown of the head. And inhale up. Opposite hand goes down, up, and over. Nice. Now one side may feel different than the other. I have very tight shoulders, so I notice this right away. Breathe deeply, take time. And then just bending that elbow will allow you to go a little bit further if it feels good. And inhale back to center. Beautiful. And then take the head, we're going to drop the chin to the chest and just slow circles side to side. Little semicircles here. You want to make sure not to ever go back and crunch the back, but if you want to draw a little circle with your nose, that avoids this crunch. That would be good. Go any pace that you want. Just make sure if you go one way, go the other. Beautiful. Nice. Find your center, sit tall, like there's a little string coming through the crown of your head. We're going to take the fingers, interlace them in front of you, turn them forward, and push the air away. Pull the belly button back, and so it's almost like a sitting cat pose. So you're rounding that spine, and the more you push, the more you feel that stretch in the upper back. Nice. Then your next inhale, we're going to inhale those arms up, so keep them where they are, interlace. You want to check in that you're relaxing the shoulders down the spine. So if you find that your arms are like closing over your ears, see if you can relax it. You may start to feel kind of warmth. Take breaks when you need. Listen to your body. Everybody's different. Every day is different. Breathing in here. Sitting tall. Check that your spine isn't arching, but you still have that grounded energy in the sits bones and the lifting up, that yin and the yang. And my hands are burning. So nice and slow. All of a sudden you'll feel the blood rush down to your fingers, which is awesome. We're gonna take it slow. Oh yeah. And then you'll hit the ground. So we're gonna do it again, but we're gonna mix breath in with the movements. So we're gonna inhale, interlace those fingers. Exhale, push away. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Let's do it again. Inhale, interlace. Exhale, push away. Inhale, lift up. Maybe heart comes up, maybe gaze up, if it feels good. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, interlace. Exhale, push away. Inhale, lift. Maybe gaze up, heart up. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Nice. Then we're going to take the hands. Left hand comes out, like stop. Hey, stop there. Then you're going to turn the palm up like you're trick-or-treating. Candy here. Take the opposite hand with the fingertips and just grab onto those fingers. So we're just doing a nice wrist stretch. A lot of times people forget to stretch their wrists in yoga, and we do put a lot of pressure on them, so you want to make sure to give them some love. Opposite hand, stop, ask for candy, pull those fingertips back. Nice. You'll feel it right here. And if you're somebody who types all day, you'll really feel it. Beautiful. Shake it out. Nice little shake there. Beautiful. And then we're going to make our way forward. Go slow. Take your time. Onto your hands and knees, which will be called tabletop. Excuse me while I blow my hands. You want to make sure that the shoulders are stacked directly over the wrists, so you're not reaching too far out or too far in. And then that the hips are stacked right over the knees. And here, optional if you want to turn your toes under, whatever feels better. We're going to do just a little cat-cow, so spinal flexion, lots of spine. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, heart comes forward, gaze comes up. You want to make sure not to drop all the way down, but almost like you're pushing away the earth. There's like some space in the heart center. And then cat is going to pull the belly button back, chin tucks under, like you're about to put a cat in a bathtub and it doesn't want to go. Nice. Inhale, flow through cow. Exhale, pull the belly button back. Contract for cat. Now do a couple at your own pace with your own breath. We all breathe at different paces, but really match the movement with the breath. Be mindful that the head, the neck are part of that spine, that undulation of the spine. So take your time here, right? We don't have to rush. No need, no need. And then when you feel like you've done both sides equally, we'll meet back in our neutral spine. Sorry, my video is moving a little bit. The dog is near the tripod. All right, we're gonna head into our first downward dog. So I like to take my hands out in front just slightly, not too much. We're gonna tuck those back toes, and first, just to engage the core, hey, you're gonna hover those knees off the ground. So literally just a hover. And you're gonna start to feel a shake immediately. You might feel it in the inner thighs. Take a break if you need, but let's hover. And holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Then pull that booty back. Oh yeah. First downward dog, pedal it out. Bending one knee and then the other. Taking time to warm up. Listen to your body. You might be tight, that's cool. But if your body's telling you you're tight, don't push it further than it wants to go today. Now the trick is for a downward dog, we don't want too much pressure in the wrists. So you want to imagine someone has tied a string across the hips, right where that bend is, and then pull the booty back. on the legs, less on those hands. And then you want to shine the inside of the elbows forward, so you're kind of curling them in. The shoulders are working. Breathe. Let's do a nice cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, side out through the mouth. Nice. Then let's look up between the hands. We're going to take small baby steps, boop, 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 all the way up to the top of your mat. Finding yourself in a nice forward fold. Now let yourself bend your knees generously. We don't need to be really too tight in there. We will warm up those legs. Most importantly, let the head, sorry, I'm flicking something on my floor, head hang like a bowling ball. So shake it out. Yes, no. I love doing yoga at home. This is truly, if I do yoga at home, this is where I notice like, oh, I haven't dusted under there in a while. Cool, cool, cool. So hang down. You can grab opposite elbow, maybe sway side to side. Ah, a really good release for that lower back. And then really rooting down into the feet. Keep those knees slightly bent. We're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head should be last thing up. So you really want to take your time. Whew. Once you get up, roll those shoulders back. Just what you need to adjust. Stand tall. Oh yeah. This is mountain pose. So we're grounding down through the feet. Now people think mountain pose is just standing. It is not just standing, I promise you. So let's do a little body scan. So check that you're grounding down through all four corners of the feet. So it's the big toe mound, little toe mound, back two corners of the heel, right? Check if you're not leaning too far forward or back. And it might mean going out of balance to get back into balance. So just checking. I'm a heavy in the heels person. So I often am like, whew, you know, I want to do this all the time. See that you're really in the center of the foot. Engage through the kneecaps, quads are engaged, so you're lifting up through the quads. Tuck the booty under, pull the belly button back slightly, right? So we want to get that nice tall spine. Core is engaged. Now make your way up, long neck, roll the shoulders back, like give yourself 3 good rolls so that the shoulders just melt down the back and hang at your side. So there's an opening up here. And then again, imagining that there's a string like a marionette from the crown of the head, so not the front, but the crown, lifting you. So you're the tallest version of yourself. I like to shine my palms forward. It's just how I like to do mountain pose. You can keep it at your side too, whatever feels better. But just take a breath here. You can even shut your eyes if that feels good, or soft gaze on the screen. Beautiful. Great. Now we're going to move. So let's take a nice deep inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to inhale halfway up, flat back. I like to put my hands on my shins to get that flat back. You might want to keep it on the floor. You might want to pull it up to the tops of the thighs. And then pull the little elbows back like the legs of a grasshopper. And then exhale, release. Deep bend to the knees, reverse swan dive all the way up. Gather the energy above you. Feel the air between your hands and pull it down to your heart like taffy. Nice, let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Deep bend to the knees, reverse swan dive all the way up. Gather the energy, feel your power, and pull it down to your heart on your exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Deep bend to the knees, reverse swan dive all the way up. Gather your energy and pull it to your heart. Ah, beautiful. We're going to add into it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time, bend your knees. Woo. Reach your booty backwards like you're skiing down a mountain. And then we're going to inhale, arms up. Chair pose. Now, chair pose is really going to get the tops of your thighs going. If your legs are close together, you can squeeze the inner thighs together. But you want to imagine like there's an invisible chair behind you and your booty's trying to reach back to sit back. Flat spine. Reaching forward, this doesn't matter as much. So it could just be like reaching for a hug. But try to wiggle your toes in front of you. Keep breathing. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, fold. Ah. Nice. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, release. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step the feet back into plank. Now you can always modify here by putting your knees down. Sorry, my hair is wild today. So you could be here or here. Breathe. Push the earth away. Keep breathing. And then everyone's going to lower the knees. And then tuck the elbows in nice and tight. We're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, lower the heart down to the mat. Go slow. Oh yeah. Untuck those toes. We're going to pull up into baby cobra. So hands are just by the chest. Gaze is forward. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Exhale, release. Then tuck those toes. You can either pass through your knees or up to plank and back into downward dog. Yes, you're nailing it. Breathe. That's also me telling me to breathe. Beautiful. Let's inhale, right leg up. Reach to the sky. Look between your hands. You're going to bend the knees, step on through. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toes. And then nice and slow, make your way up to your knee. Now you can place the hand on the knee if that feels good to you. Or maybe on the hips. This is all about stretching the front hip on the left side. If you feel comfortable here and you want to take it a step further, you can bring the hands up. Be careful not to make your arms too narrow. You want to keep it wide. Open up. Breathe here. If you want to take it a step further, you're like, my balance is awesome, I'm nailing it. You can open the heart to the sky. Now, if you have sensitive knees here, you can always grab a blanket, tuck it under that knee. Just a little extra cushion. And breathe. Nice. Then we're going to take the hands into prayer. Pull the energy down to your heart. Wiggle that left elbow. We're going to take the elbow around the outside of the right leg for a twist. Gaze up to the ceiling. You'll feel it in the mid to upper back. It also is challenging the balance, so be patient with yourself. If you feel a wobble, that's awesome. It's your body and your muscles building strength. Keep breathing. And we'll come back through center. Take the hands, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, lift up, and then we'll step back into that nice plank. From here, we're going to do, this is called modified vinyasa. So lower the knees, tuck those elbows in nice and slow, lower down. Roll those shoulders back, peel up the upper body, baby cobra, or if you want to go full cobra, you're going to push up through those arms. Danger is shoulders want to cram in or up by the ears. You want to keep them open. Exhale, release. And then pass through plank and pull back to downward dog. Nice, we're going to do the other side. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Look between those hands, bend the knee. Nice and slow, as gentle as possible, step through. Lower that back knee. Make your way up, hands to the tops of the thigh. One side is going to feel different than the other, that's okay. Take a breath. I miss teaching, but talk about breath control because you're having to teach and do it. If you feel comfortable, bring your hands up. And always going through all the steps, the process over the product, right? So the process of getting to this, it's not just going straight to this and calling it a day. So the energy is pulling the top of the leg back into the socket. So we're really pointing those hips forward. Hands up. If you want to take it a step further, open the heart to the sky. A little crescent shape. Breathe deeply. Remembering that one word intention you set for yourself. It's all about that one word. Hands stem together in prayer. Pull them down to the heart. Wiggle that right elbow. And then we're going to tuck it around the outside Find your twist. Again, looking, oh, my spine popped. Looking up to the sky, breathing. Now we don't want to just like relax into it. Use the leverage to twist up and out. We've got a lot of energy grounding down. We want to find that lift. Keep breathing. Gaze is wherever it falls. So if you can't look all the way up to the ceiling, looking at a diagonal is totally fine. And your next inhale will turn forward. Frame those hands around the foot. Untuck the back toes, lift up. And then step back into plank, or modified, right? You can do that modified vinyasa, or we'll shift forward, nice and slow from plank, lower down. If you lower down here, untuck the toes. Baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck those toes, pass through plank, or up to your knees, finding downward dog. Nice. Let's drop the knees as wide as the mat. Pull the toes together, so you're making a nice little triangle, and then pull the booty back. Extended child's pose. So here, you want to relax the forehead down, and just release the arms. Booty's reaching down towards the heels. And just a place to find a release, right? To catch your breath, to remind yourself of that one word intention, to breathe, and maybe try relaxing 5% more. What does that mean to you? To me, it means letting my elbows relax. It also means sort of reaching my tailbone back towards my heels. Take a breath here. I'm just lifting my head so you can hear me. And because you're in child's pose, it actually opens up a really beautiful space for breath. So imagine your center of your body is like a barrel, and every time you breathe, you're filling the barrel up and then exhaling out. So really fill your barrel up with breath. And your barrel could be filled with any other things too. Tequila, maybe a suburban barrel, whatever, right? Breathe. Beautiful. Your next inhale, let's slowly walk the hands up. We're going to bring the knees back together. Find your way back to your tabletop, right? Nice. Again, pushing the earth away, find that nice flat back. So really feel it. You might want to exaggerate a little bit to see where your flat back lives. We're going to do a little shoulder stretch. So what we're going to do is move the right hand to the center of your mat. There we go. We're going to inhale the left arm up for a beautiful twist. Now pressing down into those feet to make sure that we're not kind of just wobbling on the knees. And then taking that left hand, we're going to do something called thread the needle. So the left hand is going to go under the space between your wrist and your knee. We're going to tuck it under. Ooh. Dropping that left shoulder down to your mat. Your left temple goes to your mat. And the right hand stays as a little kickstand. Now it can stay up. You have a couple options here. Up, stretch it straight out in front of you. Or if you need a deeper stretch, you can turn the palm to the back wall, like you're gonna high five someone behind you, and twist. Any of those three, one is not better than the other, but you're feeling an opening in the shoulder. Breathe. Sometimes I have to try all three before I know which one is gonna work for me. Today's this one. Now you know the stretch, tomorrow might be different. Last couple of deep breaths. Dial the heart open. And to come out, bring that hand back if you're in the bind, untwist. Right hand to the earth. Press back up into your tabletop. Nice. Ooh, I can feel it on my shoulder. Beautiful. Then let's do the other side. Move the left hand to the center of the mat, right? Inhale, right arm up, twist. Now your arm might not go straight up. It might just be here. It might just be here. Wherever it is, be there, right? No judgment. We're listening to our body. That's the best thing we can do. And we'll do another deep inhale. On the exhale, thread that needle. Hand goes underneath that whole, drop the right temple down to the mat. I'm gonna do it forward for you as well. Right temple to the mat, right shoulder to the mat. Left hand can stay up like a kickstand, straight out in front of you or up, and bind. Here we go. And you're just relaxing that right temple down into the mat. So you might even do a little rubbing, a little movement of your head. If ever you feel like you want to add a little movement, maybe a little sway of the hips to see what you need, definitely do it. You never have to feel stagnant in yoga, right? Everything is motion, everything is breathing, even your poses, your asanas. Take those nice deep breaths. If you find yourself in these poses where we hold them a little bit longer, making your grocery list, making your plans for the rest of the day or the weekend, that's normal. Return to that one word intention to refocus. Okay, why am I here? What am I doing on my mat? One last breath. And let's come back through our tabletop. Beautiful. Let's flow through a little cat-cow here again. Inhale, drop the belly, booty comes up. Exhale, pull the belly button back, chin to chest. Beautiful, back through center. We're gonna tuck those toes, pull booty back to downward dog. Remember, it's okay if your heels don't touch the mat. I've been practicing for a really long time, so it makes sense. Your heels may be really far up, that's okay. Just bring the energy back. Drop the head, shake it out. Breathe into this. Nice. Let's do another cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. Let's look up between the hands. Again, small baby steps. Making our way to the top of the mat. And find yourself in a beautiful forward fold again. See the difference of the backs of your legs after doing that stretching from the first time till now. Let the head go. Shake it out. Maybe grab opposite elbows, sway. If you are nowhere near touching your toes, that's okay. You can sway wherever you're at. You can rest your hands on your thighs, your shins. You just want to avoid the knee. So give yourself a deep bend of the knee. You can even let your belly just rest on top of the thighs. It feels great. Breathing into this. Beautiful. Then release the hands. Starting with the rooting of the feet, engage in the core, slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Making your way to your beautiful mountain pose, which you've already perfected, right? Here you can shut your eyes or just a soft gaze on the screen. And check in with yourself again. Notice how your body's feeling, if it's warmer, mine is. If you're breathing a little bit deeper, and just notice that. Getting close to the end here. Nice, just as we did before. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands, step back into your plank. This will be your final plank today. From here, you can lower down for your vinyasa or bend your knees. Wherever you're at, slowly lower. Baby cobra or full cobra. If upward dog is part of your practice, you're welcome to do it, but I'm sticking with cobras today. Exhale, release. Nice. And then we're just gonna bend the knees, push the hands back, and you're gonna come to a seat. A comfortable seat. So you'll be here, I'm gonna turn forward. Beautiful. Doesn't that feel good? Look where we're at. We did it. We moved our bodies. I feel good. All right, we're gonna take those feet, base of the feet, and kiss them together. And remove any flesh from underneath you. And you may be here today. That's cool, right? We're down with that. Or maybe you're here, or maybe you're open. Certain days my hips are really open, certain days they're not. Stress, tension often finds itself living in the shoulders and in the hips. So we're doing a lot of spine today, of just folding, undulations. And this is gonna help kind of that lower body release. So here, take those thumbs, give yourself a thumbs up, I did it. And then give your feet a little bit of love. If you have a foot thing, you're like, ew, gross feet. That's okay, you can work on your ankles or your shins, but your feet have so many tiny pressure points that connect to your ears, your mouth, your eyes, to so many different parts of the body. And so you'd be surprised if you give your bottom of your feet a little bit of love. If you have lotion nearby, great. If you are an essential oils person, sometimes it's nice to put some like lavender oil on the bottom of your feet if you want to be fancy. I always find that I have tension, especially in the winter, which it is now for me, depending on when you're watching this, in the tops of my feet, right behind my toes. I think from boots, that's always where my tension lives. But wherever you're at, just like tune into yourself. What feels good, right? There's a difference between rubbing your feet because Nicole told me to and rubbing your feet because it feels good. And once you feel like you've done enough, you can take your peace sign fingers and wrap them around your big toes, or place the interlaced fingers behind your feet, or just hold onto your ankles, whatever feels good. We're gonna inhale, lengthen through the spine, so crown of the head comes up, feel that long spine, the flat back, and then on the exhale, just fold forward, and you can round that spine. And be wherever you're at, so don't force it. Having that grip is never about like, oh, I'm gonna get there, I'll kiss my toes, but it's really just about eating. So let the head hang like a bowling ball again. And feel that lower back release. So after doing those cobras, especially if you did full cobra, this is the counter stretch, right? We're taking the spine in the opposite direction. Breathe. And a lot of these poses, the longer you hold them, the more you'll see release. So if you're ever like watching Netflix, Hulu at home or whatever, and you wanna just sit here, you can get a pillow, like a stack of pillows, just rest your forehead on them and you'll see after 10 minutes, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I don't need this top pillow. Oh, I can go a little bit lower. Oh, check this out. It's pretty cool. All right, last deep breath. Inhale. On the exhale, let's roll up. Oh, yeah. And then we're gonna bring the feet out forward, bend those knees, right? Front of your mat, your toes are touching. We're gonna reach forward. I don't know why, I've never said this teaching yoga class, but trick or treat, ask for candies. We're gonna reach forward, lift, and then nice and slow, we're gonna lower back, one vertebrae at a time. This is engaging the core one more time. I'll tell you, my lower back comes as like one big chunk, that's okay. Take your time. You might feel a little shake, that's all right. And then once you're down, hug those knees to the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe a rock side to side. I always like a nice little rock side to side. If it feels good, you can place the hand on top of the knees and draw circles, massaging through the coccyx. If you're doing that, reverse it. Make sure you go the other way. Keep breathing. And what's nice about doing yoga in your home is like you can make sound. When you're exhaling, make sound. Like, why not? You're not sitting next to somebody in a studio. Like, this is your studio. You make the rules. All right, we're gonna do a little spinal twist. So take the hands out in a capital letter T. Obviously my wall's in the way. We're gonna drop both knees over to the left. So if your left hand doesn't go all the way out, but your right hand does, that's the important part. You can even place the left hand on the hip, gaze out over the right shoulder. Nice spinal twist, breathe into it. Maybe power down your eyes. If that feels right to you today. And again, challenge yourself. How can you release 5% more, right? It's always the balance, the dance of the balance between effort and ease. So if you're somebody, which is my habit, that's always like, power through, do it the best, make it happen. That's That's a lot of effort, so sometimes you need to encourage ease into your practice. If you're feeling super duper sleepy, you're like, oh, or you're one of those people that are like, I'm eating popcorn and watching you, Nicole. That's okay, but just encourage just a tiny bit more effort, right? It's always balance. Last few breaths here. And let's inhale, bring those knees back to center. Left hand stretches out if it wasn't before. And we'll drop both knees over to the right side. Gaze out over that left shoulder. I always like to push, I'm doing it, so I might as well tell you what I'm doing. Pushing my hip down, away, just elongates that stretch in the ribs. You want to really encourage that left shoulder to reach towards the ground. Totally okay if it's not there, but just the mental energy of saying, this is where I'd like you to go. Instead of pushing through, you'd be surprised. Breathe. And once again, another pose that we're sitting in. Remind yourself of your one-word intention. Beautiful. Last few breaths. And on your next inhale, bring those knees back to center. We're going to finish off with one of my favorite poses. I usually finish all my classes off like this, happy baby. So how you'll do that is you'll bend both knees, flex those feet. You may grab the outside of the shins, maybe it's the outside of the feet. Totally up to you today, right? But if you stay still, that's dead bug, which I just found on my windowsill recently. If you rock side to side, there you go for a happy baby. And like, have some fun. You won't fall over. You might feel a nice massage in the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest. I call that your wrestler's chin. You don't have to lift the head off the mat, but just tuck it so you have a long neck. And maybe you want to play by straightening one leg, straightening the other. Maybe get wild and straighten both legs. Find the joy in moving your body, right? You don't have to be perfect, because there is no perfect. But if it feels good, you're doing it right. Nice. And then if you feel like, okay, I've done it, I've completed it, I feel good, we'll let the legs relax down. I like to have them as wide as my mat. Hands come to the side, palms face up. Try to shimmy those shoulders underneath you. This is a time, like if you feel like it's cold in your house, your body temperature will cool down significantly. So putting on a hoodie, put on some socks. If you want to throw a dish towel over your eyes, sometimes that feels good, just the weight of a dish towel. And this is going to be your final śavāsana. So this is your place to completely let go. Feel your body get heavy. And I'm going to ask you one more time to bring that one word intention behind that third eye. And then one more time together as a class, we'll do a nice cleansing breath. So inhale through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. Feeling the body release. I'm going to talk you through a little body scan here. So release any tension behind the eyes, the sinuses. And even if you're watching for the cues, just a soft gaze on the screen. Release the jaw. The tongue can rest gently behind the lower teeth. Lips barely touching or parted for breath. Feel the little natural arc, the space behind the neck. Feel the shoulders relax. Release any tension in the forearms, the elbows, wrists and hands completely release. Maybe imagining someone's dropped a dollop of wet sand in the center of your palm, so your fingers can naturally curl in. then traveling back up to the heart center, releasing down through the solar plexus, down to the belly. Let that belly go. We don't need to hold that belly. Let the lower back release. The hips and glutes completely relax. Let the groin and inner thighs release. Feel the backs of the knees getting heavy, melting down into the floor. Release those shins and calves, ankles, feet and toes completely release. And just let the body be heavy. And I'm going to be quiet for a full minute. Feel free to stay here longer, but I will walk us through finishing the class. But just take a moment to be silent and still in your space and breathe. And beginning to let yourself come back into the room by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe slowly, and I mean slowly, rocking your head from side to side. And then bringing the arms up overhead for a full body stretch, like you just woke up in the morning. Oh, through your toes. Nice and slow, bend one knee and then the other. Just tilt one side to a fetal position, whatever feels good to you. I like to lay my head on my forearm, or rather my bicep. Take a breath here. And you could keep your eyes closed or again a soft gaze. Then a nice slow push up. Ooh. Back to a seated position. Ooh. Back to the seated position you began at. And again, palms up or palms down. Find what feels right to you. And just check in with yourself. Same as we did at the beginning of class. Notice how you were feeling then and how you feel now. Maybe you're breathing deeper. Maybe your body feels more relaxed, more warm. Maybe your mind is quieter, or maybe none of those things, and that is okay too. And I want you to say a little thank you to yourself for dedicating your time to your practice, because the hardest part is making the selection of the video, rolling out the mat, and doing it, and you did that. And then I always finish out all of my classes in the same way, by bringing the palms together in prayer. We bring the thumbs to the center of the forehead for wisdom. We bring them to the center of the mouth for freedom. And then to the center of the heart for love. And thank you so much for choosing this video, for choosing At Home Yoga with Nicole to practice today. I hope you can carry the benefits of the practice throughout the rest of your day, maybe even into the rest of your week. And I'll finish out my practice by saying Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, and your response will be peace, peace, peace for the mind, the body, and the spirit. So Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much. I hope you'll join me again for another video. Bye-bye.